But I just gotta know one thing. Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Please remember, the views and opinions expressed by this show or any other show on DV Radio and its guests are strictly those of said individuals and do not reflect those of the DV Radio staff nor the staff of Dysfunctional Veterans.
I'm Nevermore, and I'm not normally this pleasant sounding.
I'm Frosty, and I'm just a frozen asshole.
And that's right, you got DV Oink who loves to play and shit. I mean, no, wait a minute, hold on.
And they really didn't name y'all asshole 1 and 2?
That's what the boss calls it.
2 people remember me and one's vote's mom.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
We were a little bit soggy.
Boiled bacon.
That's right.
And I'd like to introduce DV Midnight Backdoor for all your backdoor needs.
You know what that means.
We will talk really slow for you.
I don't know, some of those nights at work.
I'd say that's a different little bird.
Welcome to Frag Out, Drag Out. And welcome to Frag Out, Drag Out, your weekly episode of The Truth Bomb, setting you free with yours truly, Nevermore. We also have DV Oink and DV Frosty. And I'm going to throw in there, we are brought to you by DV Radio, only on WDVR. We'll get to the sponsors later. Oink, how the hell are you?
Hanging in there, better than hanging out. And this, heat wave that we had here recently, yeah, there's little piggy toes and everything else were getting sunburned up here. It was no joke.
That reminds me of a saying that my former partner at work used to say, rock out with your cock out. Please don't really hang out.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks I'd think it'd be sunburn.
So Alaska, I guess, while you were in the South dying, also suffered what they called a heat wave. It got up to how hot did it get in Alaska?
Well, since Oink decided to sneak out, I decided to hang around, and on the 4th of July, we hit an all-time record of 90 degrees for the Anchorage area.
And in the South, what temperature was it, Oink?
Oh, I don't recall. We hit 100 a couple times, but that's because I was driving a damn black rental car. But no, it was in the 90s, and yeah, it was definitely a different heat. It was, the humidity factor in there as well. So the heat index was probably definitely in the hundreds.
The South, hot as balls. I don't care what you Alaskans say. It's fucking hot down here. Get over your little 90-degree one day up there, okay? You big fucking babies.
Hey, when your normal temperatures in this time of year, like mid-60s, might hit 70 once in a while, that's a little torturous.
But you did have a good point in the pre-show. Everything up there is designed to keep you warm. So once the shithole's warm, guess what? It's not cooling back off.
No, it does not cool down.
But, with y'all's jobs, at least it wasn't the flight line, even though I can't say painting on the road with the bears is any better in the heat. But either way, it's too hot. Thank you for rules and your cow farts.
Actually, the painting has transitioned to the airfield now, so yeah, it's horrible.
Nobody died.
Not yet.
No, not yet. But there were a few days where I was like, I'm literally sitting here melting into a pool of goo. I'm just sitting here.
I'm melting! Oh, what a world! Who would have thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Ah, look out! I'm going!
Literally marinating in my own damn sweat, and there's nothing I can fucking do about it. At work, it was even worse. The pavement at some points was like 120 just because, it's not like you got wilderness, and then a small city. It's like a couple of wilderness and then concrete jungle. So you put all that concrete together and all that heat just it's like being in a dome of, no. I've done had enough of it. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm moving to Alaska. With the bedrooms and pieces.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
It was warm enough, the blood-sucking helicopters even disappeared.
Oh my gosh. If the national state bird disappeared, a.k.a. the mosquito, it was too fucking hot.
Exactly.
Hell, we even had bears, finding mud puddles if they could find one to lay in to keep cool. That's how crazy it was.
Despite popular belief, I don't know why people think this, that if they move to Alaska, there's not bugs. Did you think that, like, at the Canadian and U.S. border, that, like, the bugs just stopped and they're like, oh, we're fixing to enter Alaska, let's turn around now? I mean, mosquitoes can still thrive until it gets, like, 40s, 30s, them little suckers. But, yeah, they still get bugs. They still got snakes. They still got mooses. They got bears. They may even have an alligator somewhere. Fuck, I don't know.
There might be one down at the zoo.
It's been the week of fucking hell. Hell, I say. This week has tried my patience. Between the heat, feeling like crap, and idiots, I'm pretty sure I have no brain cells left. None. The show is brought to you by zero intelligence, at least on Nevermore's part. So while we're talking about me having zero intelligence and I have a slight thought in my brain, I do want to talk about our two sponsors. I currently only have two. If you want to sponsor us, send an email. We'll give you all that damn info at the end because I'm going to have to make Oink do it because for the love of me, I can't remember the fucking email right now. Anyway, we are sponsored by NFG Veterans, who happens to be a buddy of mine out of Charlotte who works at a Pew Pew Bang Bang seller. Can't mention that name, but go check out their Facebook page. Their last Facebook page got shut down by the man because, veteran group expressed his opinion. So check out the new NFG Veterans. We are also sponsored by K-Bar Soap Co. And if you haven't tried a grenade of soap, you're all fucking wrong and should be listening to my damn show. Even these two in Alaska get that soap.
Yep, whiskey and bad decisions.
Well, I decided to try the sampler platter so I could taste them all.
Yeah, we do have another Marine, so that's actually a Marine-owned company, the K-Bar Soap Co., and he does have unlimited flavors. I've only seen one person eat it whose name shall never, ever be said out loud on my radio show because he fucking sucks, but not the people of K-Bar, the person who actually ate the bar of soap. But anywho, he's got 1,000,001. I don't even say scents. At this point, I've worked with so many Marines, I just say he's got 1,000,001 flavors. Not really, but there are a big variety. Even the sampler pack doesn't have some of his new stuff like high speed, low drag, and the girly bar that he just came out with. He's gonna kill me because I can't fucking think of the name of it. I do not use the lavender bar that he has. I'm not a Marine, so I never say the name right. What's the female Marine's name? They're Marine-y boy.
You have to be a little more specific than that.
Is it Ofame?
Oh, yeah.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. But my favorite as a girl is napalm in the AM because ain't nothing better than smelling a little napalm first thing in the morning.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
You can check out all of their nice stuff. They have a website, but it's easier if you just go to K-Bar Soap Co. on Facebook, and then it's got a little shop now button. Real easy and convenient, and believe it or not, except for you Alaskan people, the deliveries are kind of fairly quick. Of course, I'm spoiled rotten because he's only one state over, but met the guy. Great Marine. Bad judge of character. No, I'm kidding.
I had my order in about 3 days, so.
Really? That was actually pretty quick for Alaska.
Yeah, it's weird. It's usually hit or miss up here, and I don't know why. I mean, sometimes we can get stuff up here within the 3 to 5 day, normal shipping time frame. Mm-hmm. But if you're ever looking at like holidays or anywhere near a holiday, especially come Christmas time, yeah, those are extended usually by at least 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, the NFG, it's not a product. It's a veteran-sponsored page on Facebook. Obviously, they're a little bit more controversial because they've already been shut down once. And K-Bar is a veteran-owned company. Both support my endeavors to create another show after I took a hiatus from DV Radio. And I got lucky enough to have Pig Boy and the Snowman join me. So, and we have real call signs, but we never ever actually call each other by them. These two actually know each other, so they're even more screwed. Lord knows what they call each other when we ain't around. Oh, the newest bar is called 4th Battalion, by the way, so he doesn't kill me later. Go check them out, though. I am working on something with him once the show actually hits the radio waves, that you will be able to get a promo code only. It will not be typed anywhere. It will only be said by one of our voices, and you will be able to get you a little bit of discount on your K-Bar soap. We all like a good discount. And before you go, oh my God, that soap's expensive. It lasts forever. Order 1 bar a month, bitches.
Oh, that means it'll last me forever.
He only showers once a month, so he's got a good 12 months of soap. And that's not all they sell. They do sell the knife hands, which is cream for your knife hand. You got to keep them suckers looking good if you go knife hand, people. And sell some swag, sell some beard stuff, sell some hair stuff. Still working on making him do a shampoo bar, but I'll go fight with him about that later. He'll hear this and be like, "You asshole!" Now everybody's gonna want it.
Well, except for us that don't have hair.
Well,
there is a few of those.
He does sell hats. Problem solved.
There you go.
You can even contact him and custom do an ammo can to your liking of their products. You can even do a subscription. In other words, you can tell them how many bars and how often you want it and subscribe to this shit, y'all. Subscription. Hear me? Anyhow. That's enough. Sorry, Chris. I could do K-Bar all day long because y'all know I love that shit. I have a K-Bar problem. That shit's everywhere in my house. So let's ask Oink, since he did the traveling. Well, how was your trip from Alaska to hell? And by the hell, I mean the South.
Well, minus the whole snafu of getting bags lost on the return trip.
You didn't tell us that. You didn't tell us that story.
Yeah, it wasn't mine, so I really didn't care. It was the in-laws. Don't ask me how. They checked in their bags before us. As a matter of fact, it was the very first bag that they checked, and we had 3 additional bags ourselves that got checked, and lo and behold, their other 2 bags and our 3 bags showed up, but the very first one that got checked was still sitting there in Pennsylvania. Never left.
Well, I got to say, I never thought, even with Facebook and knowing so many in the community, I do get to meet a lot of the local ones or the ones passing through, but somebody coming all the way from Alaska, that was kind of a big surprise. I got to meet Pig, Miss Pig, and Piglet. I'm not going to use their names because I don't have Miss Pig and Piglet's permission, but I got to say, that's the cutest little piglet in the entire world. I am gonna tell the bedroom story where all the adults are sitting in the living room. I have a 16-year-old son, Destroyer, and he did not destroy this kid, by the way. This is gonna sound so horrible, but they're in there cutting up and they're playing some kind of video game. I won't say it so I don't hear, "Oh my God, DV Oink is such a bad dad." No, he's a cool dad who knows video games doesn't make a monster. A monster makes a monster. Just saying. Anywho, playing video games, and all of a sudden, all the adults are sitting there and we hear ka-dunk. We all turn very slowly and we're like, "What was that?" Poor Piglet got so excited in his game, he fell off backwards from the bed. The 16-year-old comes running and I'm like, "You didn't push him off the bed, did you?" And he's got a heart of gold and I knew he didn't. He's like, "No, Mama." Here comes little Piglet, who was fine until he saw his mom.
Yep.
As soon as he saw his mom, "Are you okay, baby?" Wow. And I was like, "He gonna be all right."
Yeah, he could turn the crocodile tears on in an instant. As soon as he sees his mom, they came on.
The one good thing that I can say is between the trip and the fact that my son kept him entertained, poor little Piglet was still sleepy by 9 o'clock the next morning. He was so wore out. That trip, he's probably still sleeping since the landing because that trip had to have wore that little guy out. I'm sorry, but he was the cutest little thing in the entire world.
Yeah, he actually stayed up the entire flight from Anchorage to Chicago O'Hare. And then we had to sprint from like Gate B4 or B6 or some fucking crazy thing.
Bingo.
All the way down to fucking B24.
And there is and I have to say it, folks, there is your frosty randomness for the show. Because he says words, and at least I knew this one was bingo because I'm pretty sure he's got a thing that gets mittens and Coke and stuff. Just saying.
But yeah, it was overall it was a great trip. Like I said, we got a chance to catch up with you guys there. Got to catch up with Bo there from DV Radio and meet his mom. and got to say hi to everybody. So it was a good break from the seriousness of the actual trip, which is go to Pennsylvania and make some more memories with her grandfather before his time comes. So overall, it was a decent trip, I got to say. Minus the damn heat, fucking swamp ass.
Swamp ass from hell down here. Sweaty balls, sweaty boobs, sweaty ass, sweaty everything. But I know that there was supposed to be a detour after my house. Did you ever talk her out of the detour? Or did you end up taking the detour for moccasins?
We actually, she said that she could order them online. So I'm like, that's all the info I needed. So
you drove right by it,
we drove back, and I'm thank God we did, because we actually went straight into DC or right around DC and Baltimore. So yeah, it was an interesting trip, because they were closing down the roads because, yes, it was July 4th. So they were closing down the roads and everything else for the big fireworks display. And lo and behold, we're sitting on the interstate, and, I'm concentrating on driving like an idiot like everybody else around me. And the wife says, oh, look, there's a Washington Monument. I'm like, great, take pictures. I'm busy driving.
Yeah.
So she snapped pictures.
All 2 feet at a time.
Yeah, well, yeah, making sure people didn't cut you off, and, you were cutting other people off. But there goes Marine One flying, Trump right in front of the Washington Monument. So that she got a picture of that, so that was pretty cool. But
you have to send us that.
Yeah, she's done it on her phone, so I'll have to send it. But yes,
we don't want the fuck Trump people to come onto my page, because I'd hate to drop a band hammer just for shits and giggles, and So, what did you do a whole week and however long without your buddy Frosty?
I stayed at home and hid because I took the week off work.
Oh my God! So y'all vacation together, just not together.
Yeah. Well, it was one of those that it worked out that didn't have to use a whole bunch of vacation days to take the week off. So it was nice. With as hot as it was great not having to be out there in the roads or anything. And like I said, I hid inside and surrounded myself with fans and buckets of ice and tried to keep this snowman cool.
I was going to say, despite his call sign, it sounds like he needs to keep an icy temperament about anyway. So, I mean, even I'm not going to sit in a bucket of ice, but, he eats crayon, so what do I know?
Yeah, I was threatening to go find myself a big old tub so I could sit in it and at least have somewhere to melt into.
So, at this point, when any of our shows but our first one, we actually do have a Frag Out, Drag Out Facebook page now. We just haven't done anything to it at this point that we're recording, because we made it, and Frosty, who doesn't like much credit, did a lot with the graphics. So when you see it and the Raven looks very confused, she is. She is. And when you go, oh my God, she's wearing a Defender beret and they all got crests, take a real good look at it, because you're going to be like, they done stole that from the Air Force and the Marines. Take a real close look, because that is the best crest ever. And it's not taken by anybody. So bite me. Yeah. And I like the pig's face. The pig's face is like, shit.
I was going to say, that whole banner is a story in of itself.
Oh, yeah. You're Frosty on the banner, and y'all need to go look at this shit. We're not going to tell you but his face says, I'm going to fucking kill her. The Raven's face says, I didn't do nothing. And the pig's face is, we're all fucked. We're about to make bacon. I mean, that's literally, if you look at it, that's the whole series. The one is trying to kill the other, and the other is just worried about becoming crispy.
Well, it wasn't crispy last week, I can tell you that. Like I said, we were a little bit soggy.
Boiled bacon.
That's right.
Well, he did
boiled bacon bits.
He did get to meet Skeeter, the service dog extraordinaire. And he got kisses from the puppy, and she confirmed that he does not taste like bacon. So before anybody asked, I did not lick Oink. His face was present. But the dogs did. They loved him. They loved everybody, being their little grumpy selves. But it was a really great visit. I'm glad you didn't have to drive from Alaska, but flying's for the birds.
Yeah, it was definitely something I could live without, but flying, that is. But like I said, it was definitely worth the trip to make it down there. We debated going north But I think going south like we did was the best for everybody.
So, and this is going to give away our time frame, but I can't help it. Have y'all seen all this dumb Area 51 shit all over Facebook?
I've been trying to ignore it.
Yeah, between that and the lovely women's U.S. soccer team, yes.
I know that young man needs to calm the fuck down and stop screaming about equal pay at Trump when he don't control sponsors. Excuse me, young lady. Sorry. It reminds. She looks like the freaking dude that's cried that he's been trying to be assassinated 7 times. I swear, David Hogg and her might be the same people. Just saying. Conspiracy theory.
Might have the same shoe size, and you know what that means.
That's not, ladies and gentlemen, that's not even our frag out for the night. That's just, dude, all I can say is for all of you morons that want to storm Area 51, you know all those assault weapons that you're trying to get banned? Even though we all know they're not assault weapons, because the only thing that you can assault with is a human actually committing assault. Inanimate objects can't. But anywho, you do know they got full auto up there, right? And y'all say, if enough of us do it, they can't take us all. All I can say is, and you're done. Okay. There's a lot of Air Force bases that have fighter planes that can make it to Area 51. It could make it in a hurry, and if you've never met a warthog, we'll be glad to introduce you. You hear us all grinning? That's because we all love the warthog. We all love it. Not pig, warthog. There's a difference between Oink and a warthog.
That's right.
Oink doesn't have tusks, and he can't do at the rate of 60 per second. Or more.
I was going to say, I don't know. Some of those nights at work.
Okay, we're not talking about his arse.
Sorry to say that's a different little bird.
I just wonder why they come up with such dumb ideas. I mean, everybody's curious. Everybody wants to go into Area 51. And I've seen so many funny memes like the reason you're going is because you want to see alien tits or some stupid shit like that. I get it, but curiosity killed the cat and it'll also kill your ass. You better be careful. And if you think, well, they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to let you raid a top secret base that nobody has access to unless you're among the privileged there. None of us in the Air Force have gotten to step foot on that base because, we may never get seen again. So there's a reason why most people don't know what's there. Hell, just make up your own ideas. It's more fun to pretend like you know what's there than actually, storm it and get shot.
I have a theory that was probably all created by somebody saying, let's see how stupid all these people are, and let's see if I can get this started and see how far it goes.
There is some security forces walking around going, I'm bored as fuck. Let's start a tweet.
Exactly.
I ain't never made it overseas. I'm not even a fobbit. I'm just this poor old pogue sitting here. I need some action. Let's start this, and let's see how many dum-dums will come. I bet you Antifa shows up. Stupid bucks.
It was probably one of the guys standing guard duty on a weekend.
Like, hey, how about everybody
at
come
midnight,
here?
going, what can we do?
What can we do to fuck with you today? And the thing is, though, these people will, read stuff, and they're like, it's on the internet, so it must be true. Well, you lead a sad, sad little life. That's like that video going around where, and I'm sorry, if this were at my store, I would piss my pants laughing at these people, but they are blocking the dairy aisle in a Walmart, screaming about cow abuse and how you have to kill cows for milk. Okay. First of all, you can keep the cow alive to milk it. Just saying. And second of all, if you do some stupid shit like that and I happen to be there, I am going to push past you and I'm going to buy me a thing of milk and I'm going to go up front and pay for it because I don't steal. And I'm going to walk back here and I'm going to drink that shit, probably drown in it because I can't fucking stand milk, dump it all over me, and have like, I'm just going to make you cry. I'm just saying, I'm just going to make you cry. Get the fuck out of these stores. Nobody wants to hear that shit. You want to protest? Go down to the dairy or something. Go where they milk the dead cows. Dumbasses. You are killing cows. You are separating cows from their babies. It's called weaning them, bitch. They have to grow up sometime.
Apparently, some of these people haven't learned that yet. I mean, they're still living in the basement of their mom and dad. So, you know.
Well, a lot went on since, like, before 4th of July up until now that I look into the media and, you know, we've got the soccer bullshit. And we've got the flag with
Betsy Ross.
Betsy Ross. And they're realizing that she was, like, a big figure in helping slaves. Yeah. And then there's the restaurant that has his jersey as a floor mat. Speaking of which, if y'all ever go to Virginia Beach, we all need to go to this restaurant and support them because it's driving the liberals fucking crazy. So I guess since they didn't want to do it, frag out.
Frag out.
Because here, that led perfectly into my rant for the week. At what point is it okay to kneel in protest? But when somebody drops that jersey onto the ground, it is then called racist. You are racist. You are not allowed, as the opposing side of an opinion, to have the same freedom of speech that allows that fucker to kneel, but you can't put his jersey on the floor. Now, what kind of damn double standard backwoods bullshit are y'all trying to pull out there? I think... You know what? I don't have to agree with the kneeling. I don't have to fucking watch the NFL. But we all signed up to give you the right to do that. But when the roles are reversed, we're racist because we support it. You know what you did for this man's business? Every fucking patriot in America has put a review on his Facebook. I've been over there. I have been over there. You'll see 30 going, hey, if he has the right to kneel, he has the right to, we can wipe our feet on his damn jersey. I just hope some bitch didn't actually have to pay for it because they just put money right back in his pocket. But either way, whatever. They're like, he ruined his business. That was the best damn marketing tactic I have ever seen. It was fucking genius. Fucking genius, people. Fucking genius. All I can say is you cannot scream free speech on one side, and when the other side decides that they're going to practice it, yell, that's racist. It doesn't work that way. You people that like to yell First Amendment, okay, that's great, until you don't like what they say. And this goes for either side. You know what? Let him fucking kneel all he wants. I haven't watched the NFL in I don't know how long because sports are boring to me. I don't give a shit. If he wants to kneel and be a washed-up NFL player, by all means, do so. But if that restaurant owner wants to put his jersey with some damn redneck-ass duct tape on the floor, so when you walk in, you step on it, by all means, fucking step on it. Quit being crybabies. You either can or you can't. So if you want the jersey up, well then I guess everybody better fucking stand for the national anthem, racism my ass. Y'all got any thoughts?
Well, I got something that goes along with that. It's hate speech. How the hell can burning the American flag be perfectly acceptable?
We're going there.
Yes, we're going there.
Go
Be
there.
perfectly acceptable.
Frag out, motherfuckers.
But be perfectly acceptable to burn the American flag and your freedom of speech. But when you burn the rainbow color LGBTQZ double X, whatever the fuck goddamn thing it is, it's hate speech. How in the hell is that hate speech? It's a flag. Or hey, better yet, let's do the Confederate flag as well. That's racism. Well, no, do you actually even know the history behind that flag? If not, then shut the hell up. But it's pathetic. How can one thing be hate speech and the other be freedom of speech? Like you said, it's in the whose perspective it's in.
Okay, so over the course of that week, We had some patriots that were in Washington, D.C. by the group of Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, led by Tank. They were actually there for a VA healthcare reform, okay? One of Tank's people happened to be there and got lucked out and knew that there was going to be the big presidential thing, whatever, and we'll get on to the whining and bitching about that, but he was warned that Antifa, out of, I want to say Chicago, but don't quote me on that one because I didn't give enough fuck to care where they were from. He walks by as they're burning an American flag. Hoorah, Marine, because that Marine plowed through them motherfuckers, stole the flag while it was still on fucking fire. I hate that he burnt the shit out of his hands, then plowed back through them, and he's still holding on to that fucking flag, burning off. So kiss our happy ass. You want freedom of speech? I get it. But like he just said, I can't burn your flag, but you can burn mine? No. No, it doesn't work that way. You're going to burn that sucker, and a patriot knocks your ass over and takes it and puts it out. Hell, they even showed videos where the police are now carrying little mini fire extinguishers because the police are even sick of the shit and putting it out. More power to you, by the way. Rock on. I know there's a lot of police haters out there, but Tank's message to the world was, if you go to these places knowing that these people are coming, always carry a fire extinguisher. This Marine got burnt pretty good. I seen his hands. The blisters were pretty rough. He doesn't even give a shit because he's still carrying around that flag because they did not get to take his flag from him. So I am with Oink on this. Why is it that you can do this but we can't? Because if you do it, it's freedom of speech. If we do it, it's racism or prejudice or whatever other words of the week that you want to come up with. Frosty, you got any thoughts?
I agree 100%. And Semper Fi to Tank or whichever the Marines was that grabbed that flag. I hadn't seen or heard that, so it was.
Well, I'm a member of Uncle Sam's Misguided Children's little underground and all of that.
They kept disappearing.
Well, they're one of the groups that have been targeted by Facebook. Their main group has been taken down so many times, and Tank's rebuilt. They have closed groups, and most of them are thriving, but you got to know somebody to get to it because that's just how bad it's gotten. But his name was actually Jerome, but Tank always says one of his people. That just means they're one of the followers of Uncle Sam's Misguided Children. Don't have to be a Marine to be in there. He's got Uncle Sam's Misguided Airmen, Uncle Sam's Misguided whatever. But the whole point is they went up there for one cause, ended up running into this, and Jerome's actually wrote, had somebody type it for him because his fingers are burnt all the shit. But his words were, Tank had warned me, I was there, I saw it, and I couldn't help but react. And I said, okay, well, let me keep reading this. So I scroll down and I see what's left of the flag and I see his hands and they show the video. He plowed down like a damn linebacker. Okay? There wasn't a big group of them, but it was one of him and like 10 of them. And he mowed them over true Marine style, no fucks given, right on over them, scooped up a burning flag with his bare hands, patted it out, and then pretty much basically said, want some, get some, and got in their grill. And I don't condone violence, but sometimes you do what you got to do. And for them to say that they're a non-violent, I don't understand why they haven't been labeled a terrorist group yet. I'm not talking about for burning flags. They took a crowbar to a fucking reporter's head.
It's ridiculous.
Do you see us patriots running around with fucking crowbars? And if you do, you might want to go see if Antifa's still around.
We got a little something better than usually just crowbars. And we don't break those out for special occasions.
I'm just saying, every time they say something about one of us, it's always in a bad light. But you don't see us doing half the shit that they're doing. And one thing I did want to bring back up about the restaurant, now this happened back in 2016. It's just now going viral, and the lefties are the ones screaming all over the place. By the way, if you want to know the name of this kick-ass place, it's called Crossroads Rock and Country Bar in Virginia Beach. You should really go visit it if you're a patriot, because it's just gonna piss the liberals off that it didn't go out of business. So all patriots assemble.
It probably hit the news back then, but it's probably back in the news because that Dingleberry decided to make an issue just right before the 4th.
He does know that them same frickin' Betsy Ross designed flags flew for Obama's inauguration, don't he?
Well, he does now. I've seen it posted enough.
But, I mean, people are forgetting our history. Motherfuckers, stop tearing down statues. Yes, slavery was bad. I am not sitting here saying we need to remember that slaves are great and we should keep them. No, but when you erase history, you are doomed to repeat it. And you talk about all these people fighting to stop segregation and shit. What the fuck are you doing now? You segregating yourselves.
Might not be the same lines that they used to be, but the lines are coming back.
Newsflash, motherfuckers. We're all one race. It's called the human race. And if you put this much effort into being offended, into actually fixing real world problems, we're not talking about cow farts, and we're not going to talk about AOC and her stupid little drama shit at the fence. Oh, no, the frag out. Because guess what? They called your bluff, and they did a tour of the detention centers. They don't drink out of toilets. There's a sink above the toilets and all in one. Dude drank right out of the sink. You think that deputy's gonna drink toilet water? Hell nah. Okay? They showed all those people have better amenities than I would if I went into the loony ward. They could go commit me right now and I wouldn't have half the shit carts with snacks and all the toiletries and all the feminine products and all these meals and all these blankets. I wouldn't have that shit in a loony bin. Somebody'd have to bring me some. I mean, I don't plan on going back anytime soon, but that don't mean I ain't never been.
Do we have to bake them inside cakes or something, or
I don't know. But I'm just saying, all of this phony bullshit outrage has gotten you nothing, but you're unifying the patriots. We may not be perfect because there's still one or two of us out there that ain't figured out the more you get offended over a shirt, the more you divide the veterans. But the veterans are coming together. And they all say what we need is another civil war. While I don't think that's really going to work out so great, all the veterans are sitting back like, we're your Huckleberry. I mean, we're not even promoting violence. We're literally sitting and waiting for the shitstorm to hit. We weren't in Washington, D.C. burning shit. We weren't tearing up nothing. We weren't rioting. We made it all the way through D.C. and didn't do shit. Uncle Sam's Misguided Children didn't do nothing. They literally went and lobbied. They didn't get violent. And if you call putting out American flag getting violent, you're listening to the wrong damn show, motherfucker. This isn't Liberal 101 or Let's All Cry Snowflake. This is not your show. You should probably leave. I'm going to make you cry. Just saying. I don't care if you like Trump. I don't care if you hate Trump. I don't give a fuck. But burn my flag in front of me and I might show that I have a redheaded temper. Just saying. Anywho, there's been your frag out drag out for the day. And if the truth hurts, it's probably because you didn't realize it was actually true, because you get all your information from Facebook. And if you don't agree with the truth, I can't help you there. We can't fix stupid. We can just educate you. I don't know how long this show's been going because nobody remembered to fucking record this thing. So if it goes a little long or a little short, we're just winging it. Winging it. I really don't know how.
It's only episode 2. So sue us.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure this out.
Yeah, there's going to actually be like segments, but Frosty keeps changing his and Oink's not creative at all. He hasn't come up with his own, so I guess we're going to have to go sign it to him. I guess whatever Frosty doesn't pick, we'll give to Oink. I don't know. Because Frosty keeps changing it. Because he apparently has like random thoughts in the middle of nowhere, and then by the time we get to the show recording, because we had to take a little hiatus, it was the 4th of July. Couldn't make people record at the airport now. Come on.
I forgot my headset anyway, so you know.
We had, look, the 4th of July would not have been a great day to record because Nevermore would have been going, hey, I freedomed and I freedomed hard, people. I woke up the next day feeling like death. I got up the next day and I was like, oh, my head. What was I thinking? Well, I woke up still fucking free in the best goddamn country in the world, so here we are. I don't do that very often, but I don't even really celebrate holidays, but the 4th of July, I celebrate that. Of course, apparently that's racist now too, but anyway.
Yeah, I missed out, you know. I get there and she's all having, you know, a decent night, and then, yeah.
Then you
all go to bed. Yeah, no, then I show up.
Oh, no. That was July 3rd, and unfortunately with this face disease, I never know when it's going to hit, so I say fuck it, I don't cancel plans. I'm like, just show up and I'll do the best I can, but by the time they got here and the kid was playing and everybody was, and we ate and everything. Everybody was just like, oh, we need to go to sleep. I was just a little earlier than them, but like everybody was wore the fuck out, but they got to relax. They didn't have to deal with the motel. They got to sit and chill. I'm pretty sure my other half tried to get them drunk.
There may have been a few drinks involved. There may have been.
I'm pretty sure Mrs. Piggy went to bed drunk. I don't think she got up hungover, but I'm pretty sure she went to bed drunk.
Her cheeks were red, yes.
at one point I was like, and because he just kept pouring the glass, I'm like, are you trying to get her drunk? I mean, are you helping Oink out or what? Remember, the room's right next to ours. Don't get her too drunk now. The fuck?
Good thing was there was a bathroom in that bedroom, so she had to puke. It was right there.
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't that bad, but at the same point in time, I was like, I'm not sure. I understand she enjoys a glass of wine, but I think that's like 12. I don't know what you're doing. How many bottles was that? 3? No. It wasn't quite that bad, folks. And then you got Pig sitting there, and he's casual drinking. Next thing you know, they break out the good stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to go lay down because y'all going to have a long night, y'all.
We weren't driving anywhere. Let's put it that way.
No, they weren't driving, and I couldn't drink. I was in too much pain. I didn't even eat dinner, and I was like, if I drink on top of all this, I'm going to be the one puking, and I'm barely drinking. So I was like, I'm going to bed. You're welcome. I always feel like shit because I'm like, you know, people come up, and vets will drive out of their way, and they'll be like, hang out with Nevermore, and then I'm like, Nevermore's about to die. I have to go lay down. I'll hang out as long as I can, but then my face dies, and it's like, being tasered in the face and ear and nose and eyeball and just if you ever get diagnosed with trigeminal neuralgia, I'm so sorry. Booze doesn't help, by the way. It just makes it worse. But then the next day, they're traveling back. It's July 4th, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't celebrate on July 3rd, and I got to work. So after work, freedom hard. What about you, Frosty? Did you do anything on the actual 4th?
I tried to watch the president's parade and little thing that he had going on for the 4th, but by the time I finally figured out what channel it was on, it was wrapping up. But everything up here was, I mean, they banned all fireworks of any kind. Even the big shows were shut down. We had the big fire going south of us.
They like yeah, that's right. There's a lot of Alaska's got fire problems. So I was going to say, Are they anti-American? Because if they are, you need to move.
No, it's just the fire danger up here was so bad that nobody even really wanted to play, and they shut it down. But then the great thing up here is the one fireworks stand out in the middle of BFA, bumfuck Alaska, for all you people that don't understand.
Not BFE, to be confused with the South and bumfucked Egypt.
Exactly. They decided since they couldn't do fireworks, they sponsored a squirt gun get-together, them with the local fire department.
Oh, that's cool.
So they had a big old water fight out there, and it was kind of fun. They showed some clips on it in the news, and it was kind of cool. It's like, but yeah, I wasn't going to drive out there because with Anchorage is 2 roads, one headed north, one headed south, and both of them, every time you turned around, there was an accident on it. So it's like, I ain't making the trip. So
No, I know, and I completely
had a
get
beer
that.
and some burgers, and I had myself some good old meatloaf burgers, and had a good old time by myself.
Instead of being part of those there were some people I literally saw put their fingers in the air and say "fuck Independence Day." The Antifa was chanting "America's never great," and the reporter that happened to be there in a red, white, and blue jumpsuit, pajama things, goes, "Then why do you live here?" And that's my biggest question. If it's so fucking bad, get the fuck out. I just don't understand. You hate something so much, you can leave. Ain't none of us we are not going to go to the airport and beg you to stay. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Frosty and Oink can rig up some kind of slingshot and we'll shoot your ass back over the wall once they build it. Think about it. We'll sell tickets for that shit. Oh, you don't like our country? We'll just slingshot your ass into like a third world country where everything's going to fucking suck and you don't have any freedom. Go enjoy that for a while.
Yeah, we'll send you to California.
California. They had a really big earthquake recently, and despite the fact that I do have some friends there, bless their little hearts, I kind of was hoping the earthquake would cause it to fall off into the ocean and then it would float over to Japan and be their problem for a while, but no such luck.
No, they had theirs last week, and again, like you were talking earlier in the show to kind of put a timeline on it, the Seattle area had a good one about 3:30 local time for them this morning.
Yeah, and y'all may hear the show in 2 weeks. Y'all may hear this in 6 weeks. Doesn't matter. We don't care. You can listen to it or you cannot. These are just our current thoughts. They will get more current, but we're trying to, build up our repertoire, whatever. I haven't had any sleep and I'm tired as fuck. I have to keep up to record, people. I'm on the East Coast. They are on Alaskan time.
We're on the far West Coast.
I have to record at midnight for me after work because, God forbid, these boys work during the week and I do not. My days off aren't on the weekend. So we have agreed to a weird recording schedule, which means half the time I'm going to be delirious from lack of sleep. They're going to be wide awake and just had dinner, but I'm going to be delirious from lack of sleep.
Well, until, by the time the show airs, we'll be transitioning to our winter job, and by that time, we'll be the ones delirious.
That, or they're going to be so bored that I can't promise you what's going to happen to the page.
That we're going to make you have to record at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. Get up. I am not a morning person. If y'all see me recording at 6 o'clock in the morning, y'all gonna be like, "Is Nevermore even speaking English?" Because it's gonna be like, "There's a flag out for frag. I'll pull an Oink. I will pull an Oink. Oink can sleep on air. Oink can sleep on air. We've all heard it. And if you have not heard it, you're wrong. Wrong.
It's available on podcast. Check it out.
Only on DV Radio. Brought to you on your DVR.
And good luck figuring out what show it was.
Neener. I don't even remember which show it was. I just know he was sound asleep.
Well, that makes two of us, and I was on the damn show.
Oh God, it's not funny, guys, because we do keep weird schedules. But I know this is the snowman's freaking lost his call sign in my brain. I know it's his first time. Well, as far as I know, first time doing the podcasty kind of thing. But we go out of our way to try to make this to where the vets are interested in it, or non-vets. There might be some civvies out there that likes to hear a bunch of vets ranting and raging, and it's not even ranting and raging, honestly. It's basically saying, guess what? We're speaking the truth, and if you don't like it, suck it.
For the thousands in attendance, for the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to suck it!
Suck it. People just don't like the truth. Have y'all noticed that? People would rather hear a pretty little lie than the truth any day.
Especially if it fits their agenda too.
Exactly. And the first thing they'll say to one of us is, "Oh, it's because you're a Trump supporter," or "Oh, it's you're conservative," or "How about I read the damn history book and know, and I'm actually speaking the truth." Like I said, we go back to the whole "it's okay for one but not the other." See, we're not part of that bullshit. If any of the three of us brought up a topic and the other two didn't agree, we can do something like that most grown-ups can't do these days, and it's called disagree, and it's called a healthy debate, and we can argue our points of why we think you're wrong.
Darn, here I was thinking blanket party.
Well, we could do that too. Get with some K-Bar soap, because that shit's a brick of grenade. That'll hurt. That'll fucking hurt. For all you little boots, if you got that one boot you need to beat the shit out of, order you some K-Bar. Don't really beat any boots, people.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm pretty sure that those days are long since past gone, since they have stress cards and you can get PTSD in basic. I don't fucking know.
Yes.
The world's going soft. And then, that brings up, don't be a toxic masculine man. And I'm like, so you want a bunch of man bun, vaping, sissy boys. So if we do ever get invaded by like the Vikings ever make a rise again, which by the way, I'm joining the Vikings. I'm not going to help you. You want us to just, I don't know what you expect us to do. Us patriots, us diehard patriots, we old, man. We getting old. Next generation, y'all fucked. We get invaded, you just be invaded, because you'll be like, oh, I don't believe in gun violence, and you have a gun, so you have to put that down. It's illegal.
There's a law against that. Mm-hmm. Sure is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed gun-free zones are the ones that tend to get shot up?
Chicago. Excuse me.
Have you ever heard of a place that says we welcome firearms? Please carry if you in a legal, responsible manner get shot up? No. Just saying. And have you noticed a lot of them don't take place in like the old South? Because if you walk into a Walmart where I live and start shooting, about 20 people are going to be shooting back at you.
Yep.
So disarming the nation, we've seen what happened with that. The Redcoats and the Boston Tea Party and all that good shit. We kind of said fuck you and kept our guns and rebelled and got our own country. And now you want to, like, I don't know. Do you want us to go back under the Queen's rule? She's getting kind of old. I feel like in like 40 years from now, everybody's going to cry if you so much as go boo.
It would not surprise me at all.
Literally, like every show that you see that's about the future, yeah. Have you not noticed that, like, what was the show with Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes, where it's all future and they had to bring those two out of Cairo?
The three seashells?
Huh?
Going with the three seashells?
Yes. Okay, so these people are
Demolition Man? Was it?
Demolition Man, there you go. So in this movie, this is what your future. Look, y'all watch this movie, you youngins, and this is your future. They literally get a fucking murder, death, kill. That's what they call it. Murder, death, kill. The police get it, and all they got is batons. Okay? They had to go wake up some sleeping dead guy. He wasn't really dead. He was in cryogenic, but they had to go get him to kick some ass because they didn't know how to handle violence. Okay, just so you know, there's a balance in the world. There's the good and there's the evil. There's always going to be that one asshole that doesn't give a fuck about your little utopia society that's going to raise mortal hell. Saddam, Bin Laden, the Nazis, Hitler. People like that are always going to rise. And there has to be somebody that's got the bigger balls and stand up. But no, in 40 years, you know what y'all are all going to do? Here are my feelings. Here's my stress card. Somebody do something. And then you're all going to be in concentration camps. And I don't mean AOC's version of a concentration camp. I'm talking about real ones where you gas to death.
Fuck, her version would be awesome, huh?
The weak die. The weak do not survive when you're invaded or wars. It's just the harsh reality of it. So all these people that go, oh, well, this is a war about oil or rare, 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 rare. Just remember, up until a civilized society, all nations went to other nations and conquered them. Okay? So if you were a Viking, your whole purpose in life was to roam and kill and take over and loot and pillage. So when that kind of shit hits you again, you think just because everybody's supposed to be perfect, you done program them like a bunch of robots? Watch all the movies, people. That's your future. Just saying. You're all going to die, and we're all going to laugh from Valhalla, because we're going to be like, see, you should have kept us old fuckers armed and around instead of like stressing us so bad we all just died from the nonsense of not having any freedom any fucking more, and we all just got depressed and was gone. Just withered away to nothing. We could have saved you. Nope. I know I'm talking a bunch of nonsense, but think about it. You want us to bend into this love everybody, accept everything in the world, even if it's wrong. And I won't even go into where I'm going with that because it's a whole nother frag out that's going to cause some disdain in the future. But it will be coming. And you think that because you made society perfect and took away all the balance, that everybody is just going to go along. And then what happens when that next Hitler is born? Because remember, when you get rid of one evil, a worse one always arises. It's the same at work. You're always like, man, I'm glad my fucking boss got fired. And the next person you're going, I wish my old boss was back because this one's even worse. Careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for, folks.
That's right. And just remember, Taco Bell is a gourmet restaurant in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying, that scenario isn't it the restaurant of the future?
I think so.
But careful what people need to sit and think. I mean, they're great about all these little protesting of like moo cows and all of that and all this great shit that they want to eliminate. But yeah.
You know what? I just thought of something. Those 3 seashells make perfect sense now. There's no need for toilet paper in the future. They're eating nothing but fucking Taco Bell. They're just squirting their shit out anyway.
Well, then they should have just had bidets. They wouldn't even need the 3 seashells.
Well, I don't know what the hell those shells do, but no need for toilet paper.
That entire movie, that's the one thing I sat there scrubbing my head going, what the fuck are the 3 seashells for?
The place where you're supposed to have the toilet paper, you got this little shelf with 3 seashells on it.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Well, 3 seashells is a type of toilet paper. So there you go. Everybody knows. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. You use the 3 seashells, you open it up, and the toilet paper comes down. How do you use the 3 seashells? We gotta lift them up, asshole. It's right underneath there.
I mean, this is how bad y'all get. In that future, they don't have sex. They have no physical contact. Babies are made in a lab. Okay? They do it all virtual reality. Okay? No human contact. No lovey-dovey. No kissy-kissy. So, that's your future, people. Demolition Man. Go watch it. Of course, you probably will be like, oh my God, this movie needs banned. There's a few bang sticks in that movie. And a lot of explosions. I don't know.
Now I might have to go rent that one because I haven't seen it in forever.
Well, it took me a minute once I got it going, but I'm like, that was their idea. You know, they didn't have homicides and they didn't have this and they didn't have that. But when something broke loose and their perfect harmony got upset, they couldn't combat it and they couldn't do anything about it because they were too weak to defend themselves.
Nope.
They had no clue what to do.
So I think we're just about out of time, so we're just going to go. Any final thoughts from Frosty?
Frosty, yeah, I'll give you my frozen frag of the night. It's, you know, when it gets hot outside, you can only shove so many bags of ice down your pants to try and keep cool. And for God's sake, don't use a fudge stickle clenched between your butt cheeks. You get dirty looks walking through the store.
Oh, and while we're doing that, for this week's safety brief, stop fucking licking ice cream and putting it back in the cooler, you nasty asses. Frosty uses that in his bunghole. He doesn't want to put an ice cream pop that you already licked in his butt for cheap cool. So stop fucking messing up Frosty's groove.
That's right.
I knew this was going to go wrong.
And if you're gonna
That's
lick
why
his,
I kept it.
and if you're gonna lick his butt, make sure you use the 3 seashells. I don't know.
Oink. Oh, got any final thoughts?
Nah, just keep her upright. That's all I got.
And if you missed that show from DV Radio, you suck. Oh, anyway, and my only final thoughts are going to be, I want to thank you, Chris, from K-Bar Soap Company. I want to thank you, and his name's actually Bacon, from NFG Veterans. So we have an Oink and a Bacon. It starts to get confusing. And with all of that, this has been your week's episode of Frag Out, Drag Out. See you next time, fuckers.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Burnt. Oh, God, I think we're clear.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
DV Radio.